What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush, Let's Talk Jets. Hope everybody's had an excellent weekend. Thank you so much to everybody that's been supporting my fundraiser. I'm 1 week away and raised over $4,400 for our veterans, which is just remarkable. So thank you so much. I cannot thank people enough for all the assistance and help. Today, an interesting story started circulating about the Jets and Breece Hall, and it really came from Aaron Glenn's press conference when he was asked about the running back room and said they plan on giving all three running backs a chance to play and playing time, which as they should. And somehow this has been turned into, should the Jets trade Breece Hall or will they trade Breece Hall prior to the draft? Now, first and foremost, I think Aaron Glenn is saying this because he talks about competition and the depth chart being in pencil. You're not handing anybody the number one job. But listen, we know who you are, but you've got to prove it to us in this offense. It's all about competition and motivating players and getting the most out of them. That's the first thing. The second thing is you look at what's Breece Hall's value right now prior to the draft. No 1,000-yard seasons. He serious injury in the past. He looked like he lost a step early in the year last year, came on towards the end. But if you're a team going into the draft, you can draft in a running back class that's deep. You can draft a kid instead of giving up A, draft compensation, and B, a big-time contract that Breece wants. So it doesn't make any sense to do it from a team acquiring him. For the Jets' perspective, you're not going to get the value you want from Breece Hall today because teams probably have that same question. What kind of player are we getting? We know what we saw prior to the injury. After that, he hasn't been the same player. Again, he came on towards the end of last year, but still, he needs to show a lot, especially when he wants a big-time contract. So in terms of trading him, it doesn't make any sense. When it would make sense is before the trade deadline, where if he starts playing very well and the Jets realize that they can't pay him or don't want to pay him because they want to spend money on Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Jermaine Johnson, AVT, whoever else, they're like, listen, we're not having the season we want. We're not making it out the playoffs. We understand the value of this player. This is the most we're going to get for him now. We're not going to tag him next year. You know, that's kind of, I could see it happening then, but not now. So while it's a fun story to talk about on April 6th and it's a quiet time of the news year, I say I have no chance of this happening. Again, I've been wrong a million times before. I can't see a team trading for Breece Hall before the draft, and I can't see the Jets getting a proper value for him before the draft unless Breece Hall, after meeting with this team, says, you know what, I want a new contract to trade me. Kind of similar to Quincy Williams, what he does, how he handles it, but Quincy's got a much bigger stance because he's played at an all-pro level and is a very good player that accomplished it on the field. Breece is all about his ceiling and potential. Can he show it? So if Breece becomes a problem or distraction or has like contract demands, maybe that happens. But as of now, this is a complete non-story, but just good for clicks.